Well, a very good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back here to the Atlantic Rim Senior Fours. We are live from the Athena Beach Hotel in beautiful Cyprus. And we've got another great game for you. It's Jersey B who will take on Switzerland. Joining me for this game, live in the commentary box, he needs no welcoming at all, but it's Mr. John Bell. Nice to see you.
Thank you very much. Yes, it's 20 years now since I did any summarising for the BBC, without the aid of subtitles, I may add. So I may be a little rusty, but I'll do my best.
Well, luckily for you this time round, John, it's actually in colour as well and not black and white.
Thank you. I'm pleased you're amused at that.
So it's going to be an interesting game, this one.
Door slams and commentator assistant leaves.
I was saying earlier, John, Switzerland, I don't know anything about them as a bowling nation at all, I'll be totally honest with you.
Well, I think they've made a great effort to actually get into the international swim. I mean, they enter all the European championships. They've been recently in the World Championships, and they're sort of a bit isolated. But I know they've been practicing against France, because they go down to the beautiful resort in south east France, La Rochise, where they've got an outdoor setup. And they're doing very well. They're applying themselves very well to the game.
No, it's good to see. It's always nice to see new countries. And it's good to get them on the stream as well. Certainly off to a flying start. Really, really good head of bowls. Look at that. Dearie me. John's with us for the whole of the game. If you are joining us on the live chat facility on YouTube and you fancy asking John a question, just pop the comments down and I'll get it over to him. No jokes, please. His jokes are not broadcastable at this time of day. Switzerland are playing in the mainly red tops. You can see there, Lauper and Kunz. And Jersey are in the red and the blue with a little bit of a white fleck through it. Well, very close down the channel. Well played. First time ever they played any competitive bowls under floodlights in Cyprus, this one, John.
All right, that'll be a tester then. I mean, if I may say, it's an outstanding start by the front ends, because from what I've seen today, the greens are what I call front end greens, because if your front ends get in and dominate the head, it's very difficult to retrieve the shot.
Yeah, it's slightly different here. It's obviously split level greens. There's 4 outdoor greens. All will run at slightly different speeds. From my timing exercise that I did yesterday, this is the fastest of the surfaces. There's 4 seconds difference between the greens, but what a shot that was. This is a big swinging hand, this forehand. You've got to be right outside the string. Yep, that'll be tight. It really is a really swingy rink. Go sideways now. Hard to tell who's in with the stickers. I think it's two. Is that all Skippy there under the hat? It's not bad, just short. Electing to stick with this backhand is going to try and negotiate all these short bowls. David Bryant then striking. Oh, just gone out the back door, I think. I think it's 2 to the white stickers. Just keep our eye on the marker, the gentleman in the white. I was going to call for a quick measure. Do you play much now, John?
Yeah, I've started again. I had 2 new knees last year. I've started again, and playing, still dangerous, but not quite as often. But been enjoying it all, playing club and indoor, outdoor. So yeah, very good.
Where do you play your indoor stuff?
Cumbria Indoor in Carlisle.
Yeah.
Very good facility. It's it must be. I know I'm supposed to be biased, really, but I think one of the surface at our indoor is one of the best in the country. It's running at 17 seconds at the moment, roughly.
You say they've changed your underlay?
Yeah, it has. I've had a better underlay, and it's running much better. And it's I think all the sides that come into play against us, they agree that you get a marvellous game of balls on our surface. Yeah.
It's a good club anyway, as well, isn't it? Whether you're visiting or whether you play there, it's a good club.
We've done very well, really. Our competitive sides have been a mix of Scots lads and our Cumbrian lads, because they come from Dumfriesshire, from just over the border, to play in the indoor because it's their nearest facility. So we've got the benefit of the best of Dumfriesshire and the best of Cumbria. So we've done very well.
So it's a 3 there on the opening end for Switzerland. I think I always remember Cumbria from when I was first starting indoor bowls at 14. I think I started playing flat green bowls. For me at the time, obviously, you always had that almost lineup of people coming through from the junior level, but from someone who came from somewhere like Lancashire, it was almost like, I thought back in those days, for an under-25 player, Cumbria almost set the standard for. It was like they decided whether, and you'll probably know this, to take a hit early on about ploughing all the youngsters into the big sides like the Liberties and the double rinks, and giving them a chance and building them as a team. And I thought from a young lad, that team almost, yes, the first couple of years while they were gelling, they were beatable. But then I thought for the next maybe 8 or 9 years, they were almost unbeatable. You really had to turn up and play your game against the... Was that part of like maybe someone like yourself, your experience as a management team coming through, or did it just happen?
No, you're very astute, you, Jason. You know, that's exactly what happened. I mean, we weren't going anywhere from a county and competitive perspective. So, I mean, we had a good few juniors come through, but not only did they come through, they got through and they were good enough to play for, you know, junior internationals and internationals. So within a few years, they were blooded, and we never looked back. In our late 90s and 2000s, we did extremely well indoor and outdoor.
Yeah, well done. Slightly shorter length than normal. It's going to be interesting to see how it looks with the floodlights. I was saying earlier, I personally always thought when I played under floodlight, I had to play the ball slightly further than what it was, whether it was optical illusion, whether, I know you get different types of floodlights. Some look more yellowy than white, but I thought it was a whole new ball game, definitely playing under lights.
Yeah, there won't be many of these teams that played under floodlights, I would imagine.
No. Just the one day of three games. Well played.
Yeah, they're persevering with the backhand here, and that's a really good choice, I think, because over the rinks I've watched today, this is by far the best bending hand that I've seen.
It is both ways, yeah. There's a couple of lines. There's a very, very wide line that'll still come back, but obviously you've got to purposely play the pace. But this forehand in this direction, I don't think it's bad. It's the other direction where it gets a little bit tricky.
Good.
Just needs to hold up. Piece of the jack will be good. Just that pace. Just see the difference in the tops there. Red with the cross, the Swiss cross. Some may call it the federal cross as well, as it's more commonly known in Switzerland. It's quite unusual, John, to see so many black balls, isn't there, in a game these days?
It is. The coloured balls have really taken off, which is not surprising, really. And as I was once supplying balls for a world championship, and I said to Graham Shadwell, I said, "What colour balls do you want?" And he says, "Anything but old man's black."
Is that what he says?
So I apologise to all the old men with black balls, but
What colour do you play with, John?
black.
Sorry, I set you up there, didn't I? Just take you off my fishing rod. So, 2 more for Switzerland. Great start for them against Jersey.
Yeah, the quicker you drop onto the pace of the greens, the better the outcome for these teams.
Interesting format here. It's just one group, one big group now for each of the men's and the ladies. And it just shows you it's the top 4 from each of the groups will go through to the playoff stages. So it's everything's to play for. It's all about keeping it nice and tight. When you go back to this morning's game where Zimbabwe got a little bit of a lesson in their first game, their game this afternoon, well, it was almost going very similar. 12-5 behind after 8 ends, came back to win 15-14. So it just shows about this big format about playing in big groups. You don't normally get big groups, John, do you? You normally get lots of smaller groups, and it's almost pot luck whether you get in a strong group or a slightly weaker group.
Yeah, playing the full table like this, you always get an honest result, because if you play everybody, then nobody can query where you finish. I mean, if you finish between 1 and 4, you've earned your place. You know, there's no question of that. Whereas in a sectional play, you can only play 3 games and you're out. So this is much fairer.
those cameras are for weeks, not for such light, because it's a little bit low the light.
Yeah, that's fine.
I don't know if the hotel can increase the light. We can ask from the hotel to increase the light on that
We
field.
can't.
No.
Skippy must be feeling the cold, being an Australian.
Yeah, must have been shipwrecked to finish up in Jersey, is he?
Dropped in by an air tanker
know.
or something.
He was trying to tell us last night that he's the best bowler on the planet.
That was it. He's unlucky here.
Which planet he was, I don't know, but he is a good bowler though, because he skipped the Jersey 4 in the Atlantic Championships here back in 2015, and his rink beat both England and Scotland, and they qualified in first place for the World Championships.
Right, that's good then. Fantastic ball played there. Trail the jack round the corner. Just a single. Gets them on the scorecard. Their choice of jack now. If you are joining us live on the streaming, you've got the chat facility. If you want to ask John a question, just pop it down. I'll get him to answer it for you. Here's a good one for you. What's your best memory?
Oh, I've got so many. I mean, it's got to be winning one of the World Championships, I think, probably. I mean, that's the highest pinnacle of anybody's hopes, aren't they, in the game? So it's got to be one of those. And probably you can't beat the first. We did that in Aberdeen in '84. But when we did it again with in Adelaide in '96, I mean, winning again on an Australian surface has always got that a bit of special atmosphere to it, and appreciation, really.
What was it like being around and playing with and against people like the late David Bryant?
Oh well, I mean that sort of it picked your game up. You were delighted to be in that level of company, and they were so helpful. I mean, David. I've been lucky with playing with the best in the world and against the best in the world, and there's no doubt that improves the way you play. It sort of it makes your career more successful by playing at that level. I think that's one of the problems we've got. That we've got a lot of really good international players, but they don't get enough world class, play to make them really world class, and that's where we lag behind the likes of Australia. We're getting that sort of level of, and latterly Scotland as well. I mean, we've been lagging behind in that respect.
Yeah, there just seems that lack of, one, funding. It's always down to funding, unfortunately. But lack of, even competitions to enter if you wanted to at your own expense. You know what I mean? There's just nothing, is there, at the moment?
No. And when a lot of the World Championships and Commonwealth Games are down in the Southern Hemisphere, I mean, they've got a double advantage because the conditions are completely alien to ourselves. And whilst I think we've done extremely well when we've gone down there, but we're at a disadvantage, certainly, with the conditions that they're used to.
Yeah. I mean, these days we're happy if we get a green that runs at about 10 seconds. It's very difficult actually to tell what's what. Everyone playing with the black bowls and the dark stickers.
We can't see the marker, never mind the lollipops.
One blue at the moment. So on to the home team, which is Jersey B. Can you find a hole?
Well, there's still plenty of room for the Swiss skip Ulrich to draw round for shot. Nothing in his way.
Oh, got a little piece of it. See there, got a little touch of the jack, moved it slightly nearer his own bowl, well, his own teammate's bowl, and yeah.
He's got two, great ball.
Pair for jERSEY. So I think it was a little bit unfortunate there. Did save one though. So that closes the gap. Just the first day of this Atlantic Senior Fours. Play every single day all the way through till the 12th when the finals are. This has been made possible by many sponsors. So I'll look up some of the sponsors for this event. Very important, any sponsors, aren't they, for these kind of events to happen, John?
Yeah, and it's a great event to be sponsoring, really. I mean, it's a great concept and gives an opportunity for the older sector of the Bulls population to have a proper international tournament, and it's fantastic.
So again, another pretty decent head of bowls. Not the easiest of rinks, but they're certainly playing very well. Sunset's very early here in Cyprus. I mean, it's only, what, 5:10 local time. Anne's just put a mobility scooter away for the day. No headlights on it. What? Robert was down there with his flashlight, but he's just been arrested for dogging.
No, it's for you tonight, Jason.
No luck tonight.
Very close for the jack. Got it. Great bowl. It's like, Anne was saying it's a type of felt carpet. Do you remember the old Cambrian felt at Blackpool Borough. Remember the old Blackpool Borough, that Cambrian filter that they used to have when it first opened, ran at about 34 seconds.
Aye.
All multicoloured. The fastest bowling green I've ever played on. Every strip of carpet was a different shade of green. Quite some place.
They're pretty standardised now, thankfully. Speed seems to be a problem, though, for getting the speed that certain clubs would require. I know we had difficulty in getting them in Cumbria, but we got there in the end.
There's not as many underlays as there was available back then, though, is there? There used to be 5 or 6 various different. Was it jERSEY and that kind of stuff that used to come and lay it, and you could choose various different speeds. I mean, now you're lucky if you get 16. I mean, 16 is probably the slowest you'd want an indoor carpet.
Well, that's underlay's the key to speed, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not the carpet you choose; it's the underlay is the important bit. Nice little edge.
I think it's still 2 to jERSEY.
Better eyesight than me. Needs to run, I think. Great effort. Oh. Well, the line's good. How's the pace? Oh, ran into the short ball.
We think. What's up there?
Just no like something with my phone. Who's this?
Has the sun just come back out?
Big 4 there. As the sun comes out. Someone turn the spot. Looks like they turned some extra lights on for us. Just gone really bright. Hasn't it?
Thankfully.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, look at that. Yeah, that's much better. There we go. Let's have a quick discussion here about whether they believe it is a minimum length, which is 23 metres if you are quite new to the sport. The jack has to be cast 23 metres from the front edge of the mat to the nearest point of the jack. Has to be centred first, which is always an odd one, because you've got to be very accurate to make sure it's exactly in the straight line. It's not the shortest jack you can play to. If a jack is driven and it bounces back up the rink, as long as it's 20 metres from the front edge of the match, you can play to it.
Yes, and jack length is a critical part of the tactics. If your team aren't doing well at one particular length, obviously you need to change the length quickly.
Yeah, I've said this a few times on various different events that I've commentated on. I mean, like you say, I agree with you. I think it's very important. I think it's a totally different skill to be a good jack sender, a consistent jack sender. But how many times in your whole career, John, have you been to any bowling club in the world and someone is practicing sending a jack?
Very few.
Count on two hands?
Yeah, and I think, I mean, the best leads in the world, they were, very, very adept at it, and quite rightly, because if you get a good lead and fixed on his best length, and he peppers that jack, it's a great start to any game.
I always find sometimes if you're trying to throw somebody, just by altering the jack length, maybe 4 or 5 feet, it can be a bit more crucial than altering it 5 yards, because it's more in your mind. If you really change your jack length, I think sometimes if you just in your head change it maybe 4 or 5 feet, I think that can be also quite a decent tactic as well. Well, someone's definitely put 50 pence in the meter, because unless I'm going absolutely doolally, it's gone a lot brighter.
A lot better.
Robert Wheel's been down there with them Welsh bucket hats collecting change.
You can all have 1 point each tonight. Got enough for 1 point each.
This is collection.
Why have we got
Good to see some supporters from Switzerland on this evening. Good evening.
is a European Union?
Jack's there somewhere. Yeah, well done. I think it's well played here, Skippy.
Oh, they have to put them in positions.
Line's good again. How's the pace? He's played 2 good ones here, I think. He needs to get a contact though. That's finished alright. Covers those 3 behind for Switzerland. Not sure the skip will play a positive bowl though. But
Well, weight's the key on that side. It's a lot tighter side, and he's certainly, he'll slide past, right past if he's overweight.
as demonstrated. It's either a 3 or a 4.
How would you have it? Because you're playing straight shots, you're not playing sets.
So Jersey B have bounced back very well in this game. You know, Switzerland got off to an absolutely fantastic lead. But sometimes experience just shows, John.
Yeah, they've got a feel of the grain, and they're playing a much more consistent game now.
So is it 3 points will be awarded for a win, 1 point for defeat?
so limited in this myself and goodness me on Facebook page and whatever. This is sugar.
Oh, nice little trail.
Thanks. Still waiting, this is
Yeah, the Swiss seem to have lost their way a bit in this game, and Jersey should be taking full advantage.
Jersey line that pair again. Line looks good.
That's better. I thought we were going to have to start dishing the Toblerone out.
My father-in-law adores Toblerone. Whenever I go away, I always bring one of them, you know, comedy ones back, them huge things.
He doesn't yodel as well, does he?
Definitely not. Skippy will just reach this, as long as he's not too quick. If he's too quick, it'll hang by. He looks like he's playing good pace. He's unlucky. Oh, stood away right at the end. He's got it surrounded. 3 seconds. A little bit more firm at these, John. Even if he gets rid of his last.
They're not getting a good line. It's a tight hand, but they're playing it too wide. If that gives him more confidence to tuck it in and play with more weight, then that.
Oh, dear
well, there we
me.
go.
Dearie me, Skippy. Oh, gosh.
That's why he says he's the best.
Dearie me. You've got to wick off that British Airways flight just passing over. Knocked it out the sky.
I think it was a J2.
Well, he's nearly played one. If he runs, oh, bang on the line. I'm just wondering the bowl he used. I mean, if that's a Jersey bowl to make that a 4, that is absolutely criminal. I think it is, you know. Oh, dearie me.
Oh, hard to bear for the Swiss. This game's completely swung around now, and to be fair, the Jersey boys have been playing a lot more consistently.
They were a good band then, weren't they? The Jersey boys? Frankie Valley?
I actually went to see that. It was good.
Did you really? Yeah.
Yeah,
Sherry Baby.
probably.
Large one. Yes, I've seen the Jersey Boys as well. I think it's a fabulous musical. Just trying to find some information out about the Swiss bowls, where they play, the area they play. If anybody's on from Switzerland, just let us know roughly whereabouts the facilities are. All I keep getting is Geneva, which is obviously the French side of Switzerland. Oh, well played.
Jersey in control of this head again.
Yeah, they are. Like you say, John, it's I believe most outdoor bowls is one from the front. If you've got a very good, consistent, front end, at some point your opposition is going to miss, no matter how good they're playing.
Well, the more balls that are played, then the harder the head becomes. So if you're in there to start with, you've got a distinct advantage.
Yeah, it's come with it. Should be okay.
Well, he played a cracking ball down the backhand last time. I don't know what he played that for, but
Yeah, I wasn't sure. Was he trying to just draw down the blind side here and just try not to thicken it up? Like you say, when you've played a good ball, why change?
and a ball like that can revive the spirits as well. I mean, lift the team. And if he added another one, that would have been really good for them. Now then, the magical Skippy.
Just given up.
That's a great effort.
Nearly made one here, if it just bends a little bit further. Just not enough.
Minimum adjustment needed from Skippy here.
A chance for the Swiss skip. Touch on the jack, might bring that back ball in.
Back door.
Well, nearly. If it fell against the bias, then that might have been in. I'm not quite sure where that finished. Still not quite sure. Just the one. So, change of length. What do you think, John?
Well, I think they need to change it significantly, really, get themselves back in the game. I think he's brought the mat up anyway. That might make a slight difference. Really, it's back again to where the front two think they can have the best chance of plastering that jack.
I mean, it was a good few yards short of where the skip wanted, and he's a good few yards up the green, so this might be close to bare minimum. Just asking him just to wait a second. They're just going to measure this. Thanks for joining us down here at this inaugural Senior Fours. there's a big events team here, myself, and we've got our 4 celebrity players. Well, I thought I played the local Crime Watch video there, John.
No. Well, we're certainly doing a lot of mingling, so there we go.
Do you get many questions, as in like tactics or help with delivery or something? Or is it just more for your jokes?
No. I mean, we've been discussing the games, and I've talked to quite a few people about experiences at World Championships and Commonwealth Games, and a lot of questions asked about the players I've played with in the past. What were they like? And how good we were, and how enjoyable it was getting the experience playing with them. And yeah, we had a good afternoon this afternoon on those subjects. Yeah, it's good. It's good. I think we're available for question and answers as well. I think sometime. I'll take 60s pop music best.
I think it's fair to say, in your heyday, your era, I think there were some strong characters. Is probably the best way of describing that. I don't think we have as many now.
No, I think we were looking at an era where there was a lot of good players. I mean, you would say that now, but I mean, I go back where when there was in the 80s when we had 6 England skips. I mean, they were outstanding, really. I mean, and when you played against other countries, I think they did fear England. Where, I mean, I don't know whether that's the case now. You know what I mean? Where I'm not saying that they're not very good players, but there isn't the sort of fear factor anymore. It may just be me, but I mean, I've had that expressed to me before, and I mean, going back to the World Championships and Commonwealth Games, I mean, we did well. Any teams that went out there, they did well, and not with all the, I should say, without all the practice. We didn't get months of preparation. We virtually got a pair of whites in a bag and set off a week early, and there we go. But I mean, that is. I'm not saying that that's the right approach by any means. I think that we've now caught up. We're catching up with a lot of other countries such as Australia. Scotland got a lot of money from Sports Scotland, so that they were able to do much better preparations because they had more money. But I think we're catching up now a bit. But Australia are the most professional and get the most money. Although I understand they've just lost over $1 million because they didn't do well enough in the last World Championships.
Yeah, I saw that, and I thought it was quite interesting, but also alarming at the same time. Where you look at everything that's going on down there, the razzmatazz, and it is razzmatazz, isn't it? It's very showy. It looks really, really good, fantastic. What's going on? But then you look at 1.6 million in debt, and you just think, my goodness, where does that leave the rest of us?
Well, I mean, the argument with both England and England and the EBA before them, I mean, they were very conscious that you know, they saw it as the grassroots shouldn't be denied any opportunity for funding because the elite, and I never called them elite, but I mean they're obviously, you know, they're competitive players that played in World Championships, Commonwealth Games. I mean, you know, they you know, shouldn't be seen as denying the grassroots any funding. But I mean, I think it still needs to be, there should be a happy balance, because to give those players that play in these international tournaments, you've got to give them a fair chance with preparation. And I mean, it's not good enough these days to go to Australia a week or 10 days before and expect to do really well, because it takes you a week to get over jet lag, for instance. Yeah. And I mean, you know, it's a fine balance, isn't it? It's a difficult one for the governing bodies.
So my little Welsh Dragons just returned with some scores from the various greens. We've got, this is all men's Senior Fours results at the moment, just over halfway. Guernsey 6, United States B 12, Jersey A 4, USA A 9, Scotland 9, Zimbabwe 2, Cyprus A 6, England A 9, Norfolk Islands 4, South Africa 16, Cyprus B 7, Czech Republic 13, England B 8, Wales 8, and then we have obviously the game that we have on the stream here for you. There we go. Not bad, these dragons. As long as you carry a fire extinguisher to put them out, you're okay.
Don't mention the rugby.
Ooh, 3. Well, really starting to pull away now in this third round game. 17 shots to 6. Jersey B lead. "15 ends obviously is the maximum limit of ends played. There's a time limit of 2.5 hours, which will take us to 7 o'clock, so an hour and 10 or 6 ends. every end has to be played, even though it's a bigger scoreline maybe. That's due to the round robin nature of this competition. Decent start.
Much more reliable hand, this backhand. When you're confident of your line, it helps you to gauge the right weight.
Yeah, the good thing with this side of the green is you know it's unless it's ridiculously wide, you always know it's going to come back.
Yeah.
Like you say, just fling it out and concentrate on your weight.
That's right. Confidence is everything.
Well, it's one to jersey, but there is quite a lot of room. Question popped in there to my own Facebook about, do you prefer, for those in the UK know about obviously national championships for England, do you prefer the old Worthing layout, as in 4 greens in a square, or the more 5 traditional Leamington ones all in a row?
I think this question has arisen many times for people at the national championships at Leamington, and I think almost unanimous that people think that the layout at Worthing was absolutely ideal, because technically you could stand in the middle of the 4 greens and you could watch all of them. But it was a Wembley of Bulls for quite a long time, and I think it was well received, very well received, I think. But unfortunately, distance was a big disadvantage. I mean, it's nearer to France than it is to Cumbria.
I think it was your second, I think it was Cumbria's second headquarters, the Egremont.
It was.
Yeah.
Team HQ.
That was going back
Yeah,
some years,
going
wasn't
back
it?
someday, yeah. I mean, once everybody got to Worthing, I think they really enjoyed it. We made the most of it. But it was a good setup, and it did a fine job. I should add that, I mean, that isn't to say that Leamington isn't good, it's very enjoyable as well, and they do a good job.
Yeah, they're trying their best, aren't they, to make it an occasion and an event.
Yeah. Oh, year by year, I think there's facilities added and for extra enjoyment and benefit for both players and spectators.
And the measures out. Big team behind the scenes here at this Atlantic Senior Fours.
Scrappy end, but for only one shot.
So 17-7, 5 ends to try and get them back.
Yeah, the Swiss need more than the single shots to get them back into this game.
Again, just not able to put that pressure on, are we, early?
No.
The Swiss number 3 at the back to the right there looks like it's -6 outside and he's jumping up and down. You know, being a woolly hat later, like it's not that cold, is it?
There's a fresh sea breeze coming in.
I've got my weather guide on my phone. Oh, it says 19.
A gentle breeze actually does make a difference to the balls going on these surfaces. I mean, it's enough to sort of hold them up and give an extra bit of advantage to them.
Miss that front one, get a little touch. Yeah, it's in. Dos, por favor.
Can afford to play with a little bit of weight. He's got a gateway in.
Little edge, can he? A little cheeky edge. No. I think he's 3 down, isn't he? I think that was another Swiss bowl, I think. Could be 3 to Switzerland.
I think a little bit short of weight there.
Bit more conviction needed.
Well, it still looks very good for a runner.
Short again, wasn't he, really?
Yeah.
Could have been through that like a train.
Got to be positive in these games. Still a great chance now for Skippy.
Well, it's fell against the bias as well. That's a big difference.
Oh, brilliant ball. Brilliant.
Little touch round the corner as well. Just puts it out of sight a little bit. On the backhand through the pack, try and promote one onto the jack, bottom right hand corner maybe, just have a look what's down the back there. Or we can play, you could play the forehand, it's a nice swinging hand, just get inside edge of it, play it away from the jack.
Well, he played a good line last time down the forehand. Well, he's got either a choice. Backhand would do damage as well. He's opted for the backhand, has he? Yep.
In the area, onto the jack. Oh, brilliant, brilliant ball. That was he played a difficult pace there as well, I think, John.
Yeah, perfect.
High fives all around. 1 it is to jERSEY. 18-7 the score, 4 to go. holds up, that'll be in for another.
Well, the Swiss certainly need a good scoring end here to start a fight back. But there's still plenty of room for Jersey to stop that happening.
Probably a measure all round, maybe the front right hand side bowl here, dark blue one I think it is.
Probably still a road to the jack on this forehand because it holds pretty well on that side.
Yeah, just not enough pace.
Nothing complicated, just a good draw called for there by the skip.
That'll do the trick.
Well, he got the shot, but it's opened the hand up there for Skippy to draw on that side.
It's definitely on a narrower line, may have just overcooked it, depends on the pace. One.
Yeah, that was a poor ball when you're chasing shots.
I'm going to call the umpire on to see whether it's one or two. We're back with you tomorrow morning, 9:15 in the morning. We'll be using the other bowling green first thing in the morning, which is just outside the Athena Royale Hotel, which is the sister hotel next door. Yeah, a lot better sunlight on that top green first thing in the morning. Almost face on. Myself, I think it's Anne, maybe in the morning. We'll be moving balconies to the other hotel.
You still don't get it coming late and you come here with me.
So good 2 there for Switzerland. Closes the gap. 18 shots to 19. Just looking at the schedule for you for tomorrow. 9:15 in the morning. Men's fours. Guernsey against Wales. Ring number 16. That's right at the very, very top. Robert Wheel will be joining me in the commentary box for that one. 1:30 in the afternoon, we jump back to the ladies' fours, and that will be England versus the Norfolk Isles. And you're back with me for that one, John.
Good, thank you.
We'll keep you on the straight and narrow, don't worry.
I hope so.
You say it was 20 years since you've done the commentary? Did you
Yes,
say?
over 20 years, yeah.
Some good names there. David Rees-Jones.
Oh, yeah.
Mal.
Well, David was, I thought, was superb, yeah.
He just had that accent as well, didn't he?
He did. And
Tone.
and a wonderful command of English language, you know. English is our second language in Cumbria.
I will not ask what the first one is. I know exactly where that was going.
And, we will concentrate.
The ball, 2 for Jersey.
Yes, I've been in command of this game from very early on. The Swiss made a good start, first couple of ends, but since then it's been dominated by Jersey.
Oh, well played. Great ball. Really, really good ball. Unusually, see someone stood right at the back of the mat like that, isn't it? And literally just hanging on the bat.
Mm.
It's very,
Yeah. That's right.
no, it's very unfortunate. And then first
I'm going to do this one.
a sheet needle thing.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, we're in a different place tomorrow.
Yeah.
We're close at the other hotel. And then take this to Gary.
Well, not far away. Not far away.
I'm turning the screw now.
Yeah, just blast this jump.
Got to, well, he's got to alter the head.
Could be a draw. Straight through.
The Swiss can't afford to lose 2 or 3 shots anymore.
Oh, that was a great hit and a bad result.
Really?
Good shot.
I'm going to guess it's still 2 here for Jersey. I'm looking for the marker to put his little light sticks up. That's 1 to blue, the one immediately behind the black. Well, nothing for short now. Just give yourself a chance, forehand round that last bowl of Jerseys.
Yeah, that last ball of Skippy's might have been trying to sort of protect the head. And if it was, it's worked.
Just not playing aggressive enough, I don't think. Didier got excited there.
Yeah, it did.
May have just turned that bowl out for about 4, you know. Come on, put your lollipops up. hard to tell with the smaller stickers. I've no idea whose balls are who, but I think he's definitely made a 3 or 4. Three?
Well, that's certainly strengthened Jersey's bid for victory. Difficult to see how the Swiss can come back from there.
So just 3 ends to go. Probably get all the ends played before the hooter goes off.
What time is that?
Started at 4:30. So it's 7:30. 7 o'clock, yeah.
Oh, bloody time.
Yeah, 3 ends, plenty of time. Can you get a hold of it, nice and solid. Well played.
We were saying it was a great event, Jason, but the Athena Beach Hotel is a fabulous venue, isn't it?
Certainly is.
hold something like this.
Yeah, there's lots going on, lots of activities. Don't forget we've got an indoor bowling green as well. There's 3 outdoor pools, an indoor pool. Obviously the beach is a stone's throw away. Well played again. Oh, well played. Dear me, showing off.
Putting the boot in now.
This is a good bowl.
Oh, great ball. Great ball. Unfortunately, they want another 12 of those.
tried its best just to get down. Still just those two really good bowls that are in the head. Not 100% certain right now who's lying the shot. Doesn't want to get to his own. This is the problem. Doesn't want to get to his own. Has done, but has he replaced it? What's the marker saying? Let's have a look. On to jERSEY, so he's a little bit unlucky there. Well, it's not here nor there at this stage, John, is it? I mean, whether
I'm afraid not.
for jERSEY, whether they're one up, one down, it's irrelevant. They'll just keep packing this head out, stop Switzerland from scoring a 3 or a 4.
Just a question of good game management now from jERSEY's point of view.
Well, he's going to go again, just looking to ram that front bowl onto it. Wide. So just 2 ends to go. John mentioned what a great facility we have here at Athena Beach. Don't take my word for it though. really good games. That England v Wales game looks to be a bit of a good one. Nice to have a bit of a local niggle.
Fisticuffs.
Fisticuffs going on down there. A roving reporter. A Welsh rarebit.
Gloves around.
So 2 more ends. That's a one to beat.
A bit too late, I'm afraid.
Well, just needs to run for Ulrich. Oh, well played, 2 very good bowls.
Perfect.
Well, a chance here for Switzerland just to try and get this deficit down, get Jersey under pressure for a little bit, try and get the aggregate ready in a decent place going into tomorrow. Needs to be up though. Chance to get another one in. Line 2, 4 feet to get another. Yeah, Zin. And Menage a Trois.
The heavy artillery. Yep.
If it had come off there and got that, I think I'd have just gone home. Straight to the bar. Just not added on. Going again.
Better. Oh.
Never worried, he says. So, another chance just to make it a 4. Full house there, 4. Just still out of touching distance. I'm not playing the last end.
Well, we need to play the last end.
That's the scorecards. Oh, they're just making it 15 now. 15, there we go. 22-14 is the final score for the game there. So, interesting game. You know, Switzerland started really, really good, but it was definitely the experience of the Jersey B team that really, really showed there, and they really, really do deserve that good win. Thank you for joining me this evening, John.
Pleasure.
So we're back with you tomorrow morning at 9:15 from the other green, ring number 16. So I'm afraid that is all we have time for. So from the beautiful island of Cyprus and everybody here at the Athena Beach Hotel, it's good night, God bless everybody. Bye-bye.